shall do your bidding. To the light! Hey! Hey!
Oh my god! Okay, now.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh! What are those?
Happy Father's Day!
That's right, that's right. That's how I do Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Belated to all those fathers out there that do it right every day. And welcome back. This is your man, Warrior, and we have a rework for the reworks. I know the very first question everybody's tuning in for is Grandmaster Yoda future meta? And I have a sneaking suspicion he is. Let's get a couple of things out of the way right away. One, is his rework worth it? Yes, yes, and yes. Grandmaster Yoda is all things that he should be, and we're going to go through his kit, and it's absolutely amazing. He's completely and utterly arena viable, PvP viable. This is, I'm telling you, one of the best Jedi reworks I've ever seen, so super excited about that. Now, the next question is, are Jedi viable in arena? Well, it depends. If you're out of the top 50 and you're not facing Darth Treya teams, then yes, yes, and yes, he is the missing link to make the Jedi viable again. If you're in the top 50 facing Darth Treya teams, you're still going to have a difficult time because he, Grandmaster Yoda, is so friggin' worth it. But sadly, it's not quite enough for the entire faction of Jedi. Now, time for a little bit of speculation. My speculation on this is they do things in bunches. That's right. I have never seen them work on one thing, one off at one time for one faction and then move on. And so I believe there's at least a pair, at least two, possibly three reworks in the making that we are going to get over the next few weeks. So I am hoping that they really tackle at a minimum Mace Windu because he has a capital ship and he's supposed to be an amazing Jedi. And one additional Jedi rework away from the Jedi being in the top 10 arena viable situation. So I'm super excited about where this is going. I know that we need a bunch of dark side love, and I am looking forward to that as well for massive reworks of stuff such as the droid reworks or maybe the separatist reworks. But for now, let's discuss Yoda. Okay, so his basic ATARU is now going to deal special damage. Used to deal physical damage. Now, why this is important is you're going to change your modding. Instead of going in critical chance, critical damage as mod sets, and then doing like a crit damage or crit chance triangle, you're actually going to do an offense triangle, and you're going to do an offense set with a health set. Or you could do an offense set and a tenacity set. I would actually recommend offense set and tenacity set. Let's stack that tenacity up with this guy because he's amazing. But on this, he's going to deal special damage and inflict potency down for one turn. This is going to literally turn the tide for the ability for the opponents to apply those debuffs. It says if the enemy has 50% or more health, that's new, Yoda will gain 40% turn meter and foresight for 2 turns. If that enemy has less than 50% health, Yoda gains offense up and defense penetration for 2 turns. So either way on his basic, he's either going to get faster on his basic and get to take another turn very fast because of the turn meter gain, and he has foresight to prevent him from being hit, or if they have less than 50% health, he's going to get mad attacking. He's going to get offense up and defense penetration. This is where you're going to see these 50,000 and 70,000 hits. They're absolutely amazing. Now, his second ability, his first special, is called Masterstroke. It's the same as these that he's had, and basically it does the same thing. He jumps over, he does damage to everyone. Now it's special damage, and he's going to copy all positive status effects they have. These are unique status effects, can't be copied like Taunt. And then he's going to have those effects for 3 turns, but this is what's new with Masterstroke. He gets to take an immediate turn afterwards as long as there's at least one Jedi ally. So he gets to take Master Stroke, and then of course you're going to immediately do his third special called Battle Meditation, and this is where he's going to get Tenacity up. Now he's going to get Protection up, and he's going to get Foresight for 2 turns, and then he's going to go ahead and pass all of those non-unique buffs to everybody. This excludes like Stealth and Taunt for 2 turns. He's also then going to grant himself an additional 35% turn meter and 10 for each additional other living Jedi ally. Because it says other, that means the only others will be not him. If it said all living Jedi allies, it would include him, but because it says other, it does not include him for the question of does this include him or not. So potentially 4 other allies. With 4 other allies, that's 40% turn meter, so that's 75% turn meter. So check this out. He does Master Stroke, gets to take an immediate turn, does Battle Meditation, and then almost has enough turn meter to take another turn. And ATARU allows him to gain 40% turn meter because more than likely they're going to have more than 50% health. And that's going to give him another turn really quickly as well. He is a lightning bug going all the time. And then Battle Meditation, the third special, is going to have a cooldown of 4 instead of 5, and so you're going to be able to use that. Now, the cooldown of 4, in the past, you had to do a Zeta. It's going to be the same. If you want that cooldown of 4, you're going to have to do the Zeta, and his second special, we skipped over, we're going to go back to it. It's called Unstoppable Force, and now it will deal special damage. It used to deal physical. Deal special damage to a target enemy and remove 70% turn meter. If they had less than 100% health, they're stunned. That's the way it has been. You just have to pay attention to whether you've cracked that 100% health or not, as to whether you'll get the stun or the turn meter reduction. So pretty cool, because you can get both if they're under that health. And then the last is his leadership ability, Grand Master's Guidance. It's now been reworked completely over his Zeta as well. It's worth it. He gives plus 30% tenacity to Jedi allies. Think about General Kenobi with about 100% tenacity, and then add this here. You're actually going to make tenacity viable on this team with this leadership ability. It also says this is my favorite, absolute favorite ability. It's absolutely amazing. I had all of my Jedi hitting for like 15 to 30k, including like Barriss, Offee, and Old Ben. I had Old Ben hitting for 15,000 on his basic because of this leadership ability. So whenever a Jedi ally resists a debuff, now that's just happening more than not because they've got a lot of additional tenacity, they gain 30% turn meter, critical chance up for 2 turns, critical damage up for 2 turns. So they all get faster. The more debuffs they resist, the faster they get and the harder they hit. This is crazy. Also, that's when they resist it. If they suffer a debuff, so this is the opposite. They suffer a debuff and they don't have enough tenacity, they're going to get tenacity up for 1 turn until the end of that turn. And to top it all off, Grandmaster Yoda is immune to shock, as he should be. So the few characters in the game that apply shock are not going to be able to apply it to Yoda. And that is pretty awesome. In fact, I think they should add that to Hermit Yoda on his Zeta as well. Add he's immune to shock. I think that would be cool to just add that to his kit as well. So his basic is fast, it inflicts potency down, it either speeds him up and makes him harder to hit, or he ends up hitting like a Mack truck ×2. His Master Stroke and Battle Meditation can now be used back to back. It's going to be able to add protection up, which it didn't, and speed him up to basically allow him to take an almost 3rd turn in a row. So very, very cool. He's going to be kind of the Han Solo of the Jedi. And then his Unstoppable Force now is going to deal special damage. So basically that's the only one of all of them that is basically the exact same. It's going to play out how it always played out. He's just going to be doing more damage now. And then of course his leadership is totally reworked. It's amazing. Regardless of whether they're resisting debuffs or gaining debuffs, there's a win-win situation. If they're resisting, they're going to hit like Mack trucks, all of them, and get faster. And if they suffer, they're going to get tenacity up so they don't suffer any more of those debuffs. And then, of course, you can't shock him. So this is really, really cool. Super excited about this rework. And like I said, I know it's speculation, but I am like 90% sure we're going to see at least 1 or 2 more Jedi reworked. out of this because they traditionally, if you follow the patterns, traditionally do a few things at a time. They don't just do one-offs. I've never seen that in the entire game. So as always, if you have thoughts about this, leave them in the comments down below. Check out all of the footage. I love it. It's just a really amazing rework. Have fun with it. Keep your gaming on. Warrior out.
The closer you got to me, the faster I try to leave. Like a mirage, like a mirage. The scars that you don't like me, on my arms I appear empty. Like a mirage, like a mirage.
Egzod.